Howdy, folks. Today is Tuesday, November 13. I haven't done any blog posting for about a week. Had, let's see, I think last Tuesday would have been the last time I posted. Wednesday was my birthday, and I worked down here. I don't know what I worked on. On Thursday, they came and did insulation. They blew that into the ceilings. So that's all done. They installed the garage doors that I had bought from a neighbor, and then some garage door openers. And when I get Wi-Fi, I'll be able to open and close them using my phone. But I obviously don't have internet service here yet. So like I say, Wednesday I would have worked down here, probably working on getting the Laguna saw over there working. Actually, I think John was here, and we tried cutting veneers. It was a slow process. That eventually got better, and John worked here Friday, I think, and then Monday, and today, Tuesday. And what we did is we cut what I call veneers. That's these pieces, which are right now 3/8 inch thick and about 6 1/4 inches wide. What we'll do is I got to plane those down to about 1/4 inch, and I'll do that by taking a long piece of pine and then putting a little lip on the front, because my planer won't go down to 1/4 inch the way I have it set up now. And then I'll run those long pieces through on that pine board, and that'll be like a planing sled. Well, we got the Laguna working, and worked like a champ, because we've cut about 35 to 40 veneer strips. And, between yesterday and today, then these are the styles that I keep talking about. Now these here, these are flat. They're all flat, but these are also straight. Now over here, you see I'm gonna keep putting these short blocks of wood on that, because these have a little bit of a crown. That's that they're bent, looking at it flat, they're bent and coming up a little bit. So putting weight on it will hopefully flatten those out. I put some bar clamps on these straight ones, and that will hold them together and hopefully keep them from twisting. We've got our, we talked last week about our sills, thresholds. We've got those. Here we have, so we used up a lot of our shorter boards. Here we've got boards that are long enough. I'm keeping, those are cutoffs, and I'm keeping those because when I get done with the house, I want to build a farmhouse table. It'll close to 8 feet, and it'll open up to a 14-foot length. And so these boards will fit that width that we'll use on that table. But I don't need them this thick. So what I'll do is cut off maybe 5/8 inch so that I end up with about 1 inch for the board, for the tabletop, a little more than 1 inch. And that 5/8, what I'll do is I will use that on the wider boards to be the sides for the drawers that we'll pull out from the cabinets that we'll be making. So, you know, I try to think ahead to every possible use that we have for the lumber. You know, today, today, for instance, I went with my friend and another retired guy, and we went to the Great Moon Buffet. It's a Chinese place. At least John and I, John's the guy I usually go buffeting with, and he and I really enjoy it. Now here you can't see it, but down here I've got some, again, 3/8 inch thick stuff. It'll be used for the bottom of the doors, in the middle of the doors. Here, these are, I'm planing these down to size. You can see this isn't done, you know, but I'm setting the planer at one depth, and then I just run all the boards through that I have. And here I think I have 16, 13. I think I have 13 boards that or sets that I'm running through. That'll take me a while to do. Today was a big day. Yesterday was a really big day with getting the veneers cut. John begged me not to start putting veneers on these boards that we have that are straight and flat. He's never done this before, built doors. I have. So I'm the lead dog on this sled. And he really, I think he's fascinated with it. And I'm glad to have him. I know I could have struggled through it. I don't think it'd turn out to be the product that it will turn out, because he's a bit anal on things being precise, and I'm more of a, well, let's wing it, which drives him crazy. But so we've got some to flatten down, but otherwise we're moving along pretty good. Tomorrow I have meetings all day long, some board meetings. Thursday I'll be here myself, and I'll either, if I don't finish this stack tonight, which I probably won't because I'm starting to run out of gas, I'll work on them on Thursday, and then Thursday I'll run these veneers through on that sled that I was talking about, and then I'll plane this lumber over here, which is the door jambs. So I've got a lot of planing to do. But you know, I had these sawhorses over here. I had all that white oak lumber. John said, let's get the shop cleaned up, and he's sweeping up all the time. And we put that white oak lumber over there, right there. Now that'll actually be parts for the door that will be in my workshop over there, because I'm going to have a thermal pane window there, low E, shatter resistant, and that white oak will be the outside of the door. The inside will be some pine, but I don't want to get started on that right now, because if I do, then I lose focus. So done that. Linda has all of the ceilings painted twice. Marty put in a bathtub for us so that we can do the one of the things we have to do before my friend comes in the first week of December is we have to get down all the cement board for the floors. It's going to be a big job, but I want to get these doors as much as I can done. Last Thursday, I wasn't here much at all. Thursday, I had a meeting in the morning, and then I went to the Rockler store to try to figure out what we were doing wrong with the Laguna. From there, I drove about 40 miles to a small business millwork shop down in Lakeville, and I bought what they call a hinge mortising jig. If I have 40 doors and every door has 4 hinges on it, that's 160 hinges. It's 160 cuts on the doors, and it's 160 cuts on the door jambs, so 320 cuts. The jig will give me a chance to do it uniformly once I learn how it's set up and works properly. So it was a worthwhile trip. There's enough information out on the internet that I can reference that way. It's still sitting in my car. I haven't used it. Friday morning I went and had a root canal. My mouth had hurt for all of last week until that root canal, and after the root canal it was just fine until the Novocaine wore off, and then it felt just like it did before. And as it turns out, I had infection around that root. And Sunday, I was in pain. I was sleeping 19 hours a day just so I didn't have to be awake thinking about it. I took twice as much Advil per day as I should have when I looked at their instructions on Sunday morning. But Sunday around noon, I called. I found an emergency number and I called that, and they had a prescription. I had a prescription in my hand by 2 o'clock. I've felt better since. Part of it is the meds that they gave me that are fighting the infection. Part of it is Tylenol with codeine. I only take that at night because during the day I've been able to get by with Advil or an extra strength aspirin. But I don't want to take anything with codeine when I'm working down here around these power tools. As it turns out, we've got the table saw, the jointer, the chop saw, the Laguna band saw, and the rigid planer. And in a day's time, I use all 5 of them. So I have to be sharp. And like Linda is gone Monday, Tuesday. She'll come back on Wednesday around noon. Went down to see her mother for the monthly trip. And so, I'm here. When John's not here, I'm here by myself. And I don't want to take a chance of having some kind of an accident because I'm on codeine. So John has filled that garbage can and taken it out probably close to 18 to 20 times in the last week. It's amazing how much sawdust we go through. But you're constantly planing and cutting and trying to. You don't want to cut and get everything cut down to final size at this point because you don't know. You can always cut more. You can't make wood on this stuff. So it's exacting work. But the upside is when I'm done, I had always thought I'd save about $5,000 a door, but with having John here to help me, it's cost me about $500 a day. So, he's not free, but he's got to support his family, and I need the help. So, it's in that regard, it's worth it. So that's where we are as of Tuesday night, November 13. I was planning on sticking around, but I think I'm just going to go home. Linda's gone, and I think I might actually go out and get a sandwich instead of trying to wrestle something up at home. Thanks for following our progress, and I know that some of you sent me emails wishing me a happy birthday and the like, and thank you for that. I know I didn't respond to everybody that sent it, but I appreciate the kind thoughts. Goodbye.